Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video today, we are going to be looking at all the playstyles on the game, the best ones, and talking you through which one you would want to have in each position. So, this has changed a bit throughout the year. Honestly, one of the easy ways to be able to tell the best playstyles, just look at what EA do with players and SBCs, how they price players, how the pack weight on players, the ones that they tend to put on the best players. It's kind of obvious. So, like, for example, let's look at the new Golazo promo. So, go to Golazo, Concept Heroes. You've got Berbatov, who's got first touch and a power shot, and then he gets finesse and Trivella. Trivella's probably not that great, but finesse is one of the most powerful in the game. The best Francescoli gets finesse and incisive pass. The worst one gets power shot and acrobat. So it's clear that EA are trying to make it. Another one there, power header and block, or jockey. This one block and anticipate. It's kind of obvious to me that some of these just stand out and are a little bit better than some of the others. I don't think there's much debate, argument with that personally. Interested to see what you guys think about that. But yeah, some are just better. Not all playstyles were created equally. So what we're going to do, we're just going to talk you through each position and the playstyles that I want for each. And as we do, there'll be a general discussion about them, and you'll hear me talk about a bit about each one. Obviously, if you have any questions, anything that comes up you're not sure about, do let me know. So starting with keepers, honestly, I don't really notice playstyles whatsoever. I don't really care for them. Maybe footwork occasionally could pop in and be useful. Are you sick to death of getting out teamed on FC24? Want that God squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out iggm.com today. The best and most reliable place to get coins for your ultimate team. Use the link in the description and code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out iggm.com today. But yeah, I wouldn't not use a keeper because he doesn't have a play style. I do think this is somewhere that they could expand upon. I think they could add play style pluses for keepers. They could even do things like penalty saves. So if a keeper's got a play style plus for penalty saves, he gets I don't know, 10-20% more chance of saving a penalty if he goes the right way, stuff like that. Could do little things like that make keepers stand out a bit more. I don't think that's that hard to come up with. We could probably spend 5 minutes and come up with some decent play styles for keepers. Yeah, keeper play styles don't really matter. Centre back play styles. So the big ones for centre backs. In terms of physical, there's none of these that are that massive. Aerial is pretty good to be fair. It's nice to have at least one really tall player on your team with aerial because simply put, corners are so good on this game that if you can whip a corner in and put it in a position where it's a risk to bring the keeper there, you can get a lot of free goals off headers. So aerial is actually pretty good. Quick step I've seen on a few centre backs. It's good, but I don't think it's like you need it. Ball control, none of these are that important for that. Defending, kind of obvious that you want some of these. The big one for me is anticipate. Anticipate's absolutely amazing. It helps you keep the ball a lot better. Very, very good. And then I like bruiser. I think bruiser's pretty good. Allows you to do the seal out tackles a lot more effectively. Slide tackle, it's kind of nice, but I don't think it's that big a deal. Incept, actually pretty good, but I think more a midfielder one. Block, surprisingly good. I think the big centre backs with high defensive stats, it's really good on. And then jockey, pretty good as well, but I prefer that more on a fullback. Passing, it's more of just a plus, really. I'd say pinged pass and long ball pass are pretty nice. Definitely not like I would see a centre back and be like, I'm not using them if they don't have these, but it's a plus. Power header pretty good as well. Now for fullbacks, generally speaking, at this point of the game, you want your fullback to be able to defend and attack. Some of the big ones for fullbacks are quick step, rapid. I don't think technical's needed, but it's pretty good. I think having at least normal relentless is pretty important for a fullback. They're probably the position that loses the stamina the most. In terms of the defending ones, I don't think any are essential. I also think jockey's probably the most important for a fullback though, because they have to jockey as someone cuts inside. They're the ones who have to deal with dribblers a lot more. But the most important play style for me for fullbacks is whip pass. You're not going to get that many opportunities on this game against someone good, in my opinion, to cross it in with an actual attacker. Whereas with a fullback, if you get a proper overlap, you're going to get a lot of opportunities to do that. This Reece James whip pass with good crossing stats, it can be 3 goals at times, especially if you combine it with the meta of tall aerial players who just win headers for fun. It's pretty broken. Whip pass, definitely one of the best playstyles in the game for me, but only really used whatsoever on fullbacks. That's the only players I really care about on, but a must for me. So that's our defenders. Now for midfielders, you have a few different types of midfielders. You have attack-minded midfielders, you have all-rounders, and then defensive-minded ones. If you had a defensive-minded one, some of the big ones might be intercept, bruiser, press proven's actually a pretty damn good one on midfielders. I don't see much use for it outside of there, but in the midfield where it's a bit more congested, you get pressed. Just being able to tap L2 to shield it and keep the ball very effectively is very good. I think for midfield though, some of the ones that I'd like, I think Quickstep's pretty good in attack and midfield. To be fair, Relentless pretty useful. I don't care for any of these ones here really. Press proven can be nice. Technical's very good on the really creative midfielders. Not that bothered about someone like Hullet or Vieira. Rapid, don't really care for that. Flair useless. Trickster, that's only really for forwards who you want to just mess around with, but I don't care about it. First touch, honestly, think it's one of the most useless in the game. Doesn't really ever activate. Not very often I look at it and think, wow, that was great. Any of the defensive playstyles in midfield, pretty good. I think Intercept's probably the best one though. Bruiser as well is good. In terms of passing though, it's hard to be an elite midfielder on this game without very good passing. Just the way that through balls are. And the big two, in my opinion, are long ball and ping pass. Ping pass allows you to really beat the press and keep the ball a lot better. Long ball allows you to just spread it around. And then incisive pass, decent, but I don't think it's that great. Tiki-taka, not bad. There's not really much need for whip pass. Finesse, pretty useful on a midfielder. If you have a midfielder like the birthday, Hullet or Patelas team of the year, they've got finesse that adds an extra weapon to your game. Not essential, but definitely a nice plus for midfielders. And then we really get to forwards. And if we look at forwards, the big three that stand out for me, number one, in my opinion, is finesse. Number two would be quick step. And number three would be technical. Technical, I'm not even sure it's that great anymore, to be honest, when I use it. I use it with Socrates and Xavi. It's just got nerfed quite a bit from the start of the game. It was a lot better and almost glitchy at the start of the year. Very, very hard to play against. But still pretty damn good. In terms of some of the playstyles that I would like on an attacker outside of those, ping pass is kind of useful. Don't need any defending ones. Rapid, definitely useful. Rapid's better out wide than through the middle, though, I'd say. First touch, don't really do a lot, but why not? Aerial and power header. Now, some people are really good at abusing these. Pros have been using these with some of the really tall players, and it's really effective. I don't think personally it's that fun to use. I'm going to try this crouch and see what he's like. But for me, those two, aerial and power header with really tall players, can be up there for the best in the game if used right. But it's very situational, whereas the other playstyles I'm talking about, they're just generally effective. I don't think Relentless or Travella do that much. And then in terms of some of the playstyles we've not really talked about, chip shot. Not really many times in this game I'd ever use a chip shot where I wouldn't just be able to finesse or ball roll it around the keeper. So a pretty useless one. Power shot, probably the playstyle that disappointed me the most this year. I thought power shot was going to be amazing. And don't get me wrong, I occasionally see it where it does look good, but for the most part, most of the time where you would score a power shot, you could have hit a normal shot, or power shots just aren't that efficient because you have to aim them so much more accurately than normal shots. There's not so much less room for error, even with the playstyle. Plus, that it's a bit of a risk having it, so it's not really a playstyle I care too much about. Dead ball, it got nerfed a bit, and I just don't think it's that big a deal. If you have one player in your team, it's pretty nice, but again, not a big deal. Tiki taka, nice, but not a big deal. Whip pass, definitely not a big deal. Forwards, you don't need any defensive ones. Flair, Trickster, they're more just literally just to have a bit of fun with. but again, not something that I think are essential at all for attackers. And then these acrobatic, I rarely ever notice it. Maybe I'm just not using players with it enough. But acrobatic again is not one that I'd be like, yes, you need to get this on your player. If not, you're missing out. Long throw, maybe someone with long throw plus it would be a real weapon with tall players in the box. I've not tried it out. I've never seen anyone else really do it. There's not many players with it. But yeah, hopefully that's given you a good idea for what play styles are good on the game, what work for each position. As always, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're having a spicy one. See you guys in the next one. Peace.